fatigue! Green light! Tight! White 90! Green light! Tight! Blue fatigue! Green light! Tight! Blue fatigue! Blue light tight! Let's go! Green light! Tight! Green 80! Green 80 tight! Tight! Green fatigue! Check! Shine it! Green light tight! Let's go get it right here, come on! Look for signals. Tight! Tight! Blue 80! Green light tight! Tight! Blue 80! Tight! Green 80! Tight! Let's go work. Let's go to work. Blue 80! Tight! Green 80! Green 80! Tight! Blue 15! Good tight! Tight! Green 80! Green 80! Come on, let's go! Tight! Tight! Green 80! Green 80! Tight! Blue 15! Green 80! Tight! Green 15! Keep working, baby, keep working. Come on, let's go. Hey, easy, easy. Check, 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 check. Hey, easy, easy. Check, 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 check. Tight! Grease fatigue! Tight! Tight! Move fatigue! Tight! Tight! Green 80! Come on, let's go! Let's go get it, baby. Let's go. Oh. Tight. Bulletti. Good tight. Tight. Bulletti. Green 8. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Tight! Tight! Move 15! Green exit! Tight! Tight! Blue 80! Green exit! Tight! Blue 15! Tight! Tight! Blue 80! Green 80! Let's go get it right here. Come on. Green 80! Tight! Green 80! Tight! Green 80! Green 80! Tight! Green 80! Tight! Tight! Blue 15! Tight! Blue 15! Tight! Blue 80! Tight! Green 80! Tight! Green fatigue! One play at a time, guys. Let's go. Tempo, baby. Let's go. Let's go to work. Come on. Shotgun. Green 80! Tight! Tight! Green 80! Tight! Tight! Green 80! Green 80! Tight! One play at a time, guys. Let's go. Tight! Tight! Green 80! Look for signals. Spread left! Spread left! Tight! Tight! Blue 15! Shotgun, four down, four down. Shotgun. Tight. One play at a time, guys. Let's go. Grenade. Tight. Grenading. Grenade. Tight. Tight. Grenading. Boom. Tight. Blue 15. Hey, 0, 0, 0. Tight. Tight. Blue 15. Shotgun, four down, four down. Blue. Tight. Blue 80. Blue. Tight. Line 90. Grenade. Tight. Blue 80. Tight. Grenade. Grenade. Go, let's go, let's go. Tight. Blue 15. Blue. Tight. Grenading. Blue lane tight. Tight. Green 15. Green lane tight. Let's go work. Let's go to work. Good tight. Tight. Grenading. Grenade tight. Tight. Blue 80. Tight. Tight. Line 90. Good tight. Tight. Grenading. Grenade tight. Tight. Blue 15. Grenade tight. Come on, let's go. Tight. Tight. Blue 80. Blue. Tight. Blue 80. Blue 80 tight. Tight. Line 90. Tight. Grenading. Shotgun. Grenade tight. Tight. Grenading. 15. Move. Sight. Blue 80. Gun sight. Let's go work. Let's go to work. Sight. Sight. Green 80. Blue 80. Sight. One play at a time, guys. Let's go. Sight. Go, let's go, let's go. Woo. We go, oh, let's go get it, baby. Let's go, oh. Sight. Green 80. Green 80. All right, all right. Sight. Blue 15. Good, 12, 12. Come on, let's go. 14, 14. Green 80. Sight. Sight. Blue 80. Shotgun. Sight. Sight. Green 80. Shotgun. Shotgun. Green 80. Sight. Green 80. Sight. Green 80. Blue. Sight. Blue 15. Sight. Sight. Blue 15. Green 80. Sight. Keep working, baby. Keep working, fellas. Green 80. Sight. Sight. Green 80. Left side. Let's go get another one. Let's go get another one. Come on. Good shot. Tight. Green 80. Tight. Tight. Blue 15. Blue 8 tight. Tight. Green 80. 14, 14. Green 80 tight. Tight. Green 15. hands up! Sight! Grenade! Sight! Blue 15! Blue hands up! Sight! Blue lady! Sight! Sight! Blue lady! Green A, sight! Sight! Green lady!
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. Set for football now on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And off we go from Seattle. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Carson. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Let's get it.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On 1st down, Wilson. Dancing to his left. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. They'll toss it out to Carson. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 just shy of the 30. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, here's Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
There we go. Back. 120.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Alshon Jeffrey so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body. Ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control, and you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. He really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They run it with Carson. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. This is Carson. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
3 down.
On 3rd down. It's Carson, and he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, Golden Tate. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They'll run with Clement. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room that if you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Snap coming at 1. Now Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
On the carry, here's Clement. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. To throw is Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Returnable for Lockett. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
The tackle was made by Michael Bennett.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. On third down, that's Carson. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things.
Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Open space inside the 10, and he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, a 22-yard scamper, and the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Completes it to Aguilar. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That throw good for 4. It's second down. This is Clement. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Play action. Now Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now it's Lockett. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They've gone to the second quarter now in Denver. The Broncos have taken the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
We got trips over here. Trips over here. Let's overload.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Wentz. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey, empty.
A run, it's Clement, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Wentz now to throw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 40.
Hey, 4 down. Here we go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On the ball.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it's 3rd and short. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Throwing now is Wentz. And that's incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 38. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that, the rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And they'll go on the ground. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here we go. 120.
Here's Wentz to throw. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, a 22. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. Now Wentz going to lead the Eagles up to go for 2.
Shorty.
Now Wentz over the middle, and it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up, make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
No, it's so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Move 15. We got 3 down, so we got to stand up over there. 14, front it.
Now Wilson. He shakes him off. He fights him off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Now it's Tate. Nice move at the 40. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Throwing on first is Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now he'll escape to his left. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Throwing is Wentz. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And this one is right through. And that now makes this a 15-7 game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the two-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe.
Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
3 down, 3 down. 14, 14. Right over there, right over there. Yeah. Right, 58, right there.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Buying time to his left. And no, it's incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Down right around the 25. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take a...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get him.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
We go, let's go get it, baby. Let's go, oh. We got three, fellas. We got three.
They run again with Carson. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And they'll run it here. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll run again with Clement. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
With 20. Black. 82.
Back to throw. Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Come on now, come on now. Let's go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. On 1st down, Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it's 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now Wilson, forced out to his left, and down he'll go at the 25. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And that will write a finish to this ball game. And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Eagles, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Players have contracts that are about to expire. Re-sign them so you don't lose them to free agency. These players are on the last year of their contract. Re-sign them so you don't lose them next season.